Okay, so this is Tobin Wagstaff. This is going to be a 5-minute drum lesson video on just a few stick twirls and tricks. I am not an expert at this at all. I don't feel like I'm very good at it at all. I've just learned a couple things that sometimes I use. And so if anything, this video is for my own students and the performances that we put on, some things that I would teach you probably in your lessons that we can add to your cadences and other things that we perform. So in no particular order, let's start with some match grip stuff. I'm going to set this down. All right, so if you're holding match grip, when I was in high school, I spent some time just sort of making up my own stuff. And I'd seen people do this before. And so slowly, what I'm doing is I'm turning my wrist over and then taking the stick and turning it that way. So the idea is, if you don't worry about what my hand's doing, is we're taking the stick and we're just trying to turn it horizontally. Horizontal meaning this, for those people that don't know what that means. Or this. How do I straighten out my hand on this camera? All right, so anyway, so straight, like that, okay? So going out, you go out, turn your wrist over, let the stick spin sort of in your fingers, and you turn your wrist back over again. So I'm turning it over, turning it around, turning it back over again. Like that. So let's do that a little slower. Turn your wrist over, turn the stick over, turn your wrist back over again, and then bring it back forward. So here's what your hand's doing. You're turning over, flip the stick around, and then you turn back your hand. That's it. Turn it over, flip the stick around, turn it back over. Flip the stick around, turn it back over, come back around. So faster, it looks like that. And from a top view, that's what it looks like. Now you can do the opposite just by doing the opposite. Go back this way, turn your hand over, come back around, turn it back over. And you can do it to the right, to the left, go up. Same concept, just different direction. Or down. See if I can turn my body so I can see it a little bit better. So that's down, down, turn your wrist over, then back up. So I came up with these movements based off what I wanted the stick to do. So if I wanted the stick to go this way, then I just turned my hand that way. If I wanted the stick to go this way, then I just turned my hand that way. If I wanted to go up, I just turned my hand that way. If I want to go down, same thing. Okay? I don't know if anybody has any names for any of this stuff. I'm just calling this horizontal out, horizontal in, vertical up, and vertical down, okay? All right, now since I'm holding the stick in this position, let's talk about just some basic flips. And I do this a lot actually on drum set when I'm playing. It's just kind of a showy thing that people find entertaining. Has no performance value otherwise in terms of sound quality and what you're playing. So if you just take the stick and flip it over once, that's a half flip. And you want to try to keep your hand as still as possible and do it with your fingers. You will drop the stick a bunch. I still drop the stick a bunch. And I'm not even looking at my hand right now. I'm looking at my camera. So you can get your muscles to memorize this movement. All right, and then you have a full twirl. This is one. And those are really the only two that I ever really use. You can do more. But, I just dropped it because I haven't practiced it. See, I just caught it that time. That was 3. That was 4. So you can go a little higher, twirl it a little faster to get more rotations, but honestly 1 is enough. People are impressed by that. Or even a half twirl. Like if you go up to hit a drum, do a half twirl up, come down with it. Okay, something else that I'll do sometimes is kind of a backward half turn. So instead of going backward like that, do that. So like if I'm going up, sometimes I'll do that if I'm going up. So let it flip forward, catch it in the air. I can do the same thing. So it's like, there's like no real like right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. It's all just interesting to look if you're playing. Percussion's a really interesting instrument because you can do a lot of visual things. All right, so those are match grip stick tricks. Just a few anyway. You can visit me at tobinwagstaff.com or facebook.com/tobinwagstaffmusic or youtube.com/tobinwagstaffmusic. And I'm going to do another video to talk about doing some stick tricks with your left hand playing traditional. Thanks.